Alright, we are live. Hopefully everything's good. Your my sound and everything is okay. If not, let me know. And let's bring out some chat. I guess we don't really need that. There we go. All right. Hey, Pam. Good to see you. First one here, I think. Oh, got 3 watching. So hope you're having a good day. So I decided I got a delivery yesterday. I had ordered some Faber-Castell Pitt Graphite matte drawing pencils. Never used them before. They're fairly new. And I thought I would compare them with other. You're just sewing? Awesome. So I thought I would see what they're like and compare them with other drawing pencils and leads that I use, what my go-to drawing tools are, and show you a few ways of using different items like erasers, and there's many different types of pencil. There's water-soluble graphites, what they're used for, different erasers, that type of thing. Do you draw much, Pam? Some people are a little leery of it, and I can understand that. It's something you have to work on constantly to improve. Hey, Julianne. Hey, Lena. So I thought I'd show you the stuff that I have in my arsenal. I have a lot of pencils. When I went to art school, that was my main. I was a portrait artist. And we used mainly graphite and charcoal. Some pastel, not a lot. Hey, you like to see my supply? There's a lot. So I thought it'd be a good idea. I don't have swatches of any of these, so we'll see what we can do here, and I'll show you what I like, and you can decide for yourself what might be fitting for you, because everybody does things differently when it comes to drawing. And it depends what type of drawing you do. Sometimes you want to be more, like if you're doing portraits, you want the different hardness of leads, or maybe you want, maybe you just do character drawing. There's many ways of doing drawing depending on how you want to use it. Is there a referred pencil for sketching that then adding watercolor? Well, it depends on how you want that pencil to be when it's finished. Do you want it to show? If not, do you want it hidden? If you want to hide your pencil lines, then I would strongly suggest using a water-soluble pencil, preferably in a color or a watercolor pencil to draw. Some people like to draw, when they're using watercolor, a pastel pencil, because you can erase it. And I'd say not a Stabilo because it moves hidden. Yes, it does move. Myself, I don't like the Stabilo alls. I can remember one time I did a whole portrait, and I had originally used the black one to doing some added dark touches to the portrait, and then I sprayed it, and the whole thing bled. Everywhere I used that all, it bled out, and it ruined the portrait. And I said, never again. So that's why I never use those. Unless you're wanting to have that effect that you're using water with it, then great. But yeah. I love Stabilo when working with any of the Dana Wakley items. Yeah. Yeah, she's got a specific way of using them. Myself, I don't use them a lot. I was using them because I liked the black darkness of it, and totally forgot about it because I never used it in the wet form. I always just used it because I liked the black and it went on so nice. I didn't think of watercolor pencil, which I have. Yeah, just use a watercolor pencil. Something not too dark and similar, the main color that is in your whatever you're creating. Use that. Or pastel pencil. A lot of times I will use a pastel pencil because when you add watercolor to it, it basically disappears. And I just wouldn't use anything in the dark tones like blacks or grays or dark blue, that type of thing. But again, a lighter color that you're able to see. Pastel pencil, can you show me? Yep. You can get quite a few different brands. Caran d'Ache has one. When I'm doing pastels, I like them for fine detail. That's a Caran d'Ache. They're fairly big, thick, and you can sharpen them with your sharpener. These ones are the ones I use the most. They're the Stabilo. I don't know if you can see that. There. They're great. You get, I don't know how many colors. It's quite a few. It's a good range. And I'll show you. Let's open one of these books. So you can sharpen them. See, they're fairly, they're not real soft and they're not real hard. They're actually a really nice pencil to draw with. And then you can either use your eraser. This is just a kneaded eraser. Or you can use, let's see. Here. I like these erasers, Tough Stuff, and you can get the micro one that's even smaller. If you're doing a lot of portraits, these are great. Now this one's staining the paper a bit. This is drawing paper. But let's see, brush. So this is just water. They don't like totally disappear. Depends on the brand and the color you're using. But I like using them for that reason. Myself, I don't have, I know I had a few watercolor ones. If you have that, I would use that, but just don't put a heavy line down. So pastel isn't a brand. No, it's just it's a pastel in a pencil form. There's many kinds. There's Conte, also has one out. I know I have that one. Here's the Conte. These are sketching. They're a little bit different because they have a what do you call it? Their base is these. The base that they use is clay. You can get black. These are the drawing ones, and it's about the same as your pastel pencil, except it's square form. Some people like these because they can use the side and color in large areas. You can smudge them because they're like a pastel. They're a bit harder though. These ones, let's see. They'll smudge too. Not as much. The white and kind of a sepia color. Depends what you want. You can also get these in a large set of colored ones. A lot of people use these along with charcoal drawings. Just because of the rigidness of it, you get a fine detail with them. They're fun to sketch with. Yeah, fast sketches. Yeah, just your drawing, 30-second drawings type of thing. They're great. So I'll show you some here. Put this away. So depending on your style of drawing, depends on how detailed you want to get. So these are just quick sketches. This was the 29 days of faces or something. And I did them that's a white charcoal. Some pastels. This one here was this. This is a Staedtler, and I believe this is F. You can get them in different. It's more or less a 2 HB. I use these a lot. The 2 HB for doing my watercolor drawings because they're not going to be detailed, that type of thing. These are great. I like the pencil. I never have problems with breakages with these, and you can get them fairly inexpensive. So that's a Staedtler. Let's see what else I got in here. Yeah, see, you can get a fair amount of contrast with it, but see how the shine. That's the only thing with graphite is you get that shine when you use a lot. So you see that? So this new product, it's this here, is supposed to be matte, and they come in 2, 4, 6, 8. shade variances. So there's, I start HB, 2B, 4B, 6B, 8B, 10B, 12B, and 14B. Now 14B is one of the darkest I've ever seen, and you don't see that color in graphite, and it's a very dark color. Let's do it in this one. It's a little easier. This one over here. Let's see. Okay, we'll just do it here. So it's black. I'm pressing a fair amount, and they also guarantee no breakage with these. So this is a very, very, very dark. And that's a lot of pencil on there. And they do smudge a bit, but not a whole lot. Now they do have a bit of shine, but not like if I were to use, let's see, what's this one? Here's a 6B lead. And it's not as black. Now that's a 6B. Let's see, I got a 6B here. This is a 6B. Okay, I'm going to take my finger. Just let me wash it first. Thanks, Lena. So it doesn't smudge a lot. I'll wipe my finger off. This one smudges a little bit more. Now, can you see the difference? There's hardly any shine to those two. The one on the end, on the right side, has very little shine. It has a little bit, but not as much as the other one. And that's the one thing that really bothers anyone that does portraits with graphite, is the shine. Let's see, what other ones do I have here? Well, that one, by the way, was one of these woodless ones. So this is all graphite, the whole thing. And they're by Generals. They're the woodless graphite. These are great because they have a coating on the body so it doesn't get on your hands. And they're nice because you can use the side for large areas. So if you can get them in all different, up to 12 probably. It's also like the shiny, prevent yet another layer. Wonderful if you can layer HB14 on top of the HB6. Okay, let's find out. B6. Okay, and it was this one here. We'll do half of it. There. Yeah, you can. And it still doesn't shine that much. So it's there's a special formula, I guess. They've added something different to it, and that's why you get the matte on it. So these are going to be awesome because that is the number one thing when drawing is contrast from light to dark. So many people tend to have it very flat looking because they don't put in enough contrast. Did I just enable you? Now, before these came out, Lena, what I did was I used the Prisma Black. Now, you have to be very, very careful because you can't smudge it or move it like you would graphite, right? That's so that I'll show you. I think some of them are in this book. Yeah. So the eye in this one is done with Prisma because I couldn't get, but see the shine? You're still getting that shine from the graphite. But the eyes were done with a bit of black on top. So you need the contrast. This one's not too bad. This one I just used graphite, but it's still not the best. It could use a little bit darker areas. It's hard to see how it's hard to show on camera because the light will wash it out. This is just an old sketchbook of mine. Let's see. There's another one, and I used the black Prisma. So now I won't, you can see actually where the Prisma was because it's not shiny. See? Okay. I'll show you one of my drawings. Now see this one here? This is 2013. I hadn't done drawing for quite a while. So this one I consider flat. There's not enough contrast in this. And this is when I was trying to get back into drawing again because I hadn't drawn for 20 years, something like that. Portraits. Same with this one. Too flat. That was just a quick one. It's not bad. The eyes are pretty good. This one, it's a little bit flat. Could add a little bit more contrast to some areas. Everyone likes this guy. I didn't have deep enough black. You could go even darker with this one. I'm going to turn the overhead lights off. That's better. This one's pretty good. I like this one. See the difference from this? It's got the right contrast with it. Then this one. See the difference? Even this one. More interest. See? That one's a little bit flat. I like that better. You just have to play with things until you get enough contrast. And that just takes practice. Now, what I like also using are these. Now, these are paper stumps. They're not tertullians. They're stumps. And the reason why they're called stumps is because it's a full piece of paper. It's not rolled. So the tertullians they're rolled. So you actually see ridges of the ends of the paper that are on here. Let's see if I got one in this mess here. And you can buy them by the pack. This is a tertullian. Can you see the edges of that? The reason why I do not like these ones is because the ridges will catch the graphite first. And then when you go to spread it, it'll leave those lines on your drawing. Especially when you're just starting a drawing and it's a new tertullian. So you want to use them it's more or less to get the pigment into those little crevices that are white. And I usually go in a circle. And then you get a whole bunch on the end. But see, when you go to use see how you kind of have a line? There's a line there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's very difficult when you're doing a portrait and you do that and there's this dark area, a line down in your face. It's almost impossible to get out. It's very frustrating. So get the stumps, not the tertullians. These are great for pastels because it's a different way of drawing. But where did I put it? With these, they pick up more, and they're nicer. It smooths things out a little easier. See? And then you can use what's on your stump for different areas. And that's how I do my shading, is with these. Oh, thanks, Pam. And also for highlights, I use these a lot, and the micro one. I don't know if I have that one here on my case. Let's see. This is the size I like using most of the time. Does it say what it is? That's a number 4. This is probably a 1. Can't see it. Or is that a 3? Can't be a 3. Might be. And these erasers are great. I don't know why I have 4 out there. Let's see. That one doesn't have anything on it. There's a tertullian. That's a number 1. Oh no, it's a stump. I do have another eraser that I don't know if I left it upstairs or not. They fit these. Let's see. Oh, I have a paintbrush in there. You can also get electric erasers. These are great. I don't see my eraser. Oh, there it is. Okay. There's the micro. Mono Zero, it's called. Tombow. And you get the refills. And they're very, very tiny. So this is when you can use it for hair, or say you were doing an eye and you had a highlight in the eye, in the eyelid just above the eye, but it was so small you wanted to use something small. So that's when you use these. The harder you press, now you can still get a fair amount off. This was really put on thick. Let's see how it works for this stuff. Yep. So you can erase this. Not too problematic. So they erase fine. That's just the pencil. Yeah, it's about the same. I think I need a new lead in this one, or not lead. A new thingy. They're just battery operated. They're good for highlights and stuff like that, especially if you're doing bark or that type of thing. You'll learn different erasers do different things. I like using these to lighten areas, but you don't want a hard line. You might want just to lighten. So you just press down. You don't even rub. You just press down and remove an area so it's just a little bit lighter. And these eventually do need to be thrown out. They don't last forever. But you can use them on anything. If you're getting into small little areas, you can squeeze the tips and just do a little area that you want. They're a little more soft edged when you do that. Let's see. This set came with an eraser, one of the stumps, this stump, and a sharpener. I think it was $21 for the set. But I really like the set. Other ones, now if I'm just sketching something, I like these, believe it or not, these Papermate pens, because they have, it must be a 2B because they're fairly dark and you don't have to sharpen. So if you're wanting something with a fine mark, then these are great too. I use these a lot. And they're fairly inexpensive also. A lot of times my initial drawing will be done in these because they can erase fairly easily. They don't leave a mark. You don't have to press hard. This isn't pressing hard. So if you want to start your drawing, you could do that. So put your eyes in here. No mouth there. So you could just play with these first when you're doing your main portrait or whatever it is, detailed stuff. Then go to your other pencils. These are also great. These are the this is a Generals also. I like their products. And this is Graphite. This is a 6B, and you can get them in the stick form. So if you want large areas, again, this is graphite, so it's going to have a shine to it. And these are dirty to use because of they aren't coated with anything. You can take a knife and sharpen these if you want to. What else do I got here? General's Layout. This is extra black, number 555. Not as black as the other one. It is fairly dark. But it's got the shine on it. Not as much as the this one, but it does have a bit of shine. That was the one I was using for a lot of my darks too. And it's a good one. Doesn't move. This one doesn't really move either. This does. This graphite does move. That's the regular graphite. Yeah, see this Faber-Castell does not move. And this one doesn't move. What else do we have here? Oh, this one here was the Kimberly 9XXB. And this originally was supposed to be the darkest pencil you could find. And it's pretty black. I would say it's probably just as black. It feels more like charcoal to me, and it moves a little bit. Shine wise, not bad actually. So these are really hard to find though. If you can find them, get them. They're great pencils. I don't remember how much they were, but they are a nice pencil. You can use them lightly. Let's see how they blend. They're a little harder to blend. What was that one? Let's see what this extra black was. Not bad. It doesn't move quite as much, but not bad. Depends on what they're made out of. This one is a 6B Reeves. They're a nice soft pencil. And they move a lot. So if you like to do a lot of smudging with these, the Reeves ones are good to use. They don't move. Yeah, there's quite a few. Well, as you know, then there's the Derwent Sketching. This is a light wash. That's a It's just an HB. So if you like to put a wash on, these will move. And they're not bad if that's the type of thing you like. So these are very similar to the awls. I think I have an awl somewhere. I'm not sure where though. Maybe it's in here. Derwent awl. That one? Nope. Oh, they're kind of a round or a hexagon shape. A white bottom. I might not have any. Not sure I had some. I know I did at one time. Nope. Don't see it. So you can get them in packs. Those colored ones. This one is a Staedtler HB. I think it's just a different colored wood. A little harder. I don't like them as much as these ones. These are great. I love these. These are all right for sketching out something. Micro Classic Black. Don't know. Doesn't look black to me. Let's see. What else do we have here? A Derwent Sketching Dark Wash. Again, water soluble. And still got a 4B. I've already shown those. Extra black. Oh, there's that extra black one. Let's see if that moves. Nope. There's another Generals 2B, if you like this type of form. These. I've got so many pencils, guys. You wouldn't believe it. Let's see. These are micro blacks. I didn't care for the micro blacks for some reason. They were all right, but nothing special. Another ink wash. This one. Just another similar to the others. The woodless. Another wash. Medium wash. You can get them in different washes. These are, oh, these were Derwent. Oh, Graphite 1. Obviously, they break easy. So if you like graphite tint, I know, Lena, you like, or you want them. That's the graphite tint. So it's very similar to the wash. the Derwent wash. I know you can get them in different colors. Let's see. And then also I have these. These are different Pentalic. These are the woodless ones. They're nice. I like them. You have a coating on so you don't get your hands messy. They don't move at all. Come in these little cases of 2 or 3. A bunch of those. Where did I put that lid? Oh, there it is. And just odds and sods, really. Yeah. So those are the different types of. But these really work well. Or this. This is really dark, but they're hard to find. So this is the Kimberly by Generals. Very hard to find. You like the Graphite? I found an HB14 in my Arteza set, but it doesn't look any darker than the HB12. I've got a ton of shine. Yeah, that's the problem. This one didn't have a lot of shine. So if you can find these, I don't know the price of these. This is the General Pencil Company. It's called the Kimberly 525 9XXB. And they're very dark. Just as dark, I would say, as the B14 of this one. Hey, preppy crafter girl. Good to see you. So that's basically my thoughts on the different pencils. Got any questions? Let me know. So I do like these, and I'll show you. I was playing with it a little bit. We did this, and that's from this. So I just turned it around to make the J. So this is with the Faber-Castell Pitt graphic. So I was just starting to play with it a bit. So they are nice. I like them. They're great as far as if you smudge or anything off. They're easy to erase. I don't have my brush down here. I can just put a little highlight in there. This. Yeah, so they are nice. They're nice and dark, and that's what you want for contrast when sketching. Okay. So no questions? I'll put this stuff away. So let me just throw this over here. Okay, so I was thinking, that was the rattling you heard, of getting out my jelly plate. Doing a little bit of plant jelly printing. So what do you think? Sound good? Stuff on my counter here. Move just to do something. Don't need that anymore. I could go over there. Bring it out a little bit. Oh, no problem. That's what I like. Share with you guys so you can see what I'm doing. Let's put this. All right. I like working with 2 jelly plates, so I can roll with one on paint. I don't like all the time to put the dabs because you get these blotches on your print, and I like stuff to be uniform. I don't like blotches. I'm picky. So sorry if you can hear the dog. She's whimpering upstairs. Let's see, what colors? Well, I have a bunch of paint out here. Guess we could use that. Green, yellow, and pink. And that's some white. What's this one? Maybe some black. Oh, and I need brayers. That might help. Brayers, where did I put those? Just a minute, gonna get my brayer. Somewhere in this mess. There's some wipes. I got a couple brayers. Big one, smaller one. Strange, some of my charcoal pencils have been developing a film while being stored for a long time, so I had to sharpen them to get into fresh lead. Oh, really? The charcoal? That's weird. Never heard of that before. Did they do something when you used them? Did it stop them from marking? I don't know what would be on a chemical. The only thing that, well, I don't know. The only thing I can think of, like if you get charcoal's wood that's been burned, heated. So unless they got wet or damp, maybe they made a lye on your. It's the only thing I can think of that would have a film. It was the Derwent charcoal set. They just wasn't performing with full coverage until it showed. Oh, really? That's weird. Yeah, it might be the humidity. Huh. All right. So I have a bunch of plants here. I don't know if you can see that. It's probably dark. Do I have to brighten my light a little bit? It's hard for me to tell. I saw the pencil case window open a lot. You're great. Oh, there. Maybe that's it. See? My plants. So you can do many ways. I would get paper ready. Let's see. I have a bunch. I got paper here. So I have deli wrap. I have copy paper. And I have probably some of the butcher paper too. So let's do some green. And I'm just going to use plain old craft paint. I have a ton of it. I'll show you how where's my camera or my phone? I'll take a picture and I'll show you how I store my craft paint. I have them on these. They twirl. They rotate, so they'll turn around and there's another same amount of spaces on the other side. I have 3 of these. That's a lot of paint. So I got to use them. So I'm going to put paint on this one and spread it. And then put it on this one. This way, I get the right amount of paint that I want, and I don't have to take a bunch off and waste it. I'm frugal. If you don't already know, I don't like wasting stuff. So it absolutely nearly kills me when my paint goes bad. So then what you do, take the plant, put it down, lay it down. I think I'm just going to do that. Take your paper. Go right over top and press down. This is going to give me basically the negative, but I like the negatives too. I'm going to get a piece of newspaper too. Now I can use this also. So let's put these leaves down on this. These are lilac leaves. I'm just going to put paper on. Let's see. So you just try and get in between the leaves and the branch as much of the paint off as possible. I like using these too, though. They're awesome looking. And then you can lift this. Before I lift that, you have to decide, are you going to just take the print of that, or do you want to put another color on top? So I'm going to take the print. I want another piece of paper. And I want to put it down right away. It'll be very light. That's fine. So you get, now I'm going to use these also. So I can either print more on this or do the other side. This one, and I'm going to just lift this one. Now I'm going to let that one dry and see what it does. So you get a very light, but you can still see the veining in it. It's so cool. I love these. You could also spray this with tea or coffee solution to make it more distressed looking if you want afterwards. I wouldn't do it before you put this on, because doing that makes your paper warp a little bit, and it's harder to get a good image transfer. So do that afterwards. All right, so I got some yellow here. Let's put some yellow ones on. This is kind of a gold color. I can still see a little bit underneath this. Now I'm going to put it over top of this, but I want this to be fairly dry. It's almost, yeah, it's dry. Okay, so I'm going to, because I want the image off of that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here because I don't hardly have anything on there. Because if I roll too much on this, I'll probably destroy the image. This is a newer one. So I'm just going to put a bit, and going to take this. And see, this is a little bit on the goopy side, so it means it's starting to go. Now, I don't know how much picture transfer I'm going to get. Let's see. Okay, then take paper. Or actually, let's put this on here. I'm going to put it up this way. And take another one. Quick. Stuck. Gotta be quick, and I'm not quick enough. It might be dry. We'll see. And just rub the plate so you get all the air bubbles out. I'm going to put this newspaper over top just to get the edges. So how many of you tried doing jelly printing with your plants? Or am I the only crazy person? I just love the look of it. And you can do so many layers. It's so cool. Let's see what we get. I like that. See? Very subtle, but you see the outline of the first print I did. It left a little bit of paint around the edges. I love that. Let's see what we get. Yeah, see, got a little bit, but even that's nice. It would be nice in a book. But there's lots left out on there. So I'm going to put that there. And this one I gotta use. Okay. I like to try and keep not too many colors, because then you tend to lose. So I go to 3 colors basically. Thanks, Lena. So I'm going to use this. What color is this? Prussian blue. Just going to put a bit out, not much. I love this color. Let's see, there's going to be blobs that I don't like, hopefully. And I'm going to put this down again. But this time I'm going to use this side down. And I think I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to take a piece of deli wrap because I want to be able to really take off a lot. Now there's a shiny spot side and a matte side. You put it down on the matte side. The shiny side is the side that has a coating on it. It's like a wax coating. I'm not sure if it's wax or acrylic, but to stop grease from seeping. And it'll take the the matte side will take the paint off more than the other side. You just massage along the stem and try and get in there as much as you can. You want a really good transfer. So there'll be a little bit of blue left over, but not much. And you can use these too. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to remove it and I'm going to place it down on here. And then I'm going to take my let that dry. And I take my brayer. I'm just going to press down on this paper. See if we get anything. I might not. But it's always good to try. Tiny, tiny, tiny bit. There's not enough for it to do a whole lot. But if you keep using your leaves, they will eventually leave marks too. But I like it. See, just a very slight mark. So we have this now we can play with. Now, if you just want this, you can put gel medium on instead of a paint color, and it'll just print off what's on your plate. And I like doing that because sometimes I don't want to add a color. I like the colors I already have, but I don't want, you got to make sure it's dry though. So I'm going to wait. Do I have my hair dryer? Yep, I have my hair dryer here. Hopefully it's plugged in. So it has a cool setting. Don't use a hot setting. And then I'm just going to use some, not that one. Gel is too heavy. There it is. I just put it in a soap dispenser. Oh, this one was clogged, I think. Oh, there we go. Then take my. So I'm just going to put this on. And you don't want too heavy a amount of need pulling some of the background color that I have on this. So I want fairly thin layer. Then I'm going to take this one. And I'm going to put it on here. You can use a roller if you want. Get all the air bubbles out. And let's put a bit of blue on this big one here. I'm going to make another print. When you're making the print of the leaves, you need a little bit more paint on your plate, just so that you get the all the little crevices that are in the leaves done. So if it's too thin of a layer, it won't print properly. Let's see. I'm going to put this on again. I like these. These are from my garden. And they're called Thalictrum. Very tall plant. This time I'm going to use another jelly print or jelly paper. So that I can get in those crevices so that all of it's oh yes, totally use plants. It's fun until a bug crawls out. Yeah, that happens sometimes, but it's worth it. If you're scared of bugs, douse them with water before you bring them in, and they'll usually escape being drowned. Okay. Now I've got quite a bit on here. So there's the first print. So what I can do, let's take this and print on it. Now if I was using these papers for junk journaling or whatever, might want to do the back of them too. So there's, see, just remove the paint as much as possible. So let's do the back of it, or well, we could just do this side too, see what we get. I want to try some spray painting ones too. I just ordered some spray paint online from one of our Canadian art distributors. They had a sale, so I love the look of spray paint through a stencil. Looks so awesome. Thanks, Linda. We'll see, you still get little bits and pieces. All right, so let's pull this one. See what it did. So see, isn't that pretty? So your yellow still shines through bits and pieces of it, but you're getting the little bits of veining in the leaves and stuff. I love these. Okay, so now if I wanted to, I could just lift these and let's try and put it on this one. So it's there. The edges, there's a bug. Mosquito. Hey, Art Junkie. Good to see you. Oh, this is cool. So there, I just pulled it right away. So that looks cool. I love that. See how you can see the little veins and the stems even? Very cool. I like those. but I still have some outlines here. So let's see. I have this paper, so I could do the back of it with something. Let's see. Yellow. We'll do some yellow, more yellow. This isn't the best paint because it's starting to go, but we'll work with it just to use it up. Now, you could leave those blotches if you like that. It would make some interesting background. Let's try. So we can put, let's do the back of this just to see what we get. And I'm just going to use this to protect my hands, get some of that outer edge down. I'm just stopping in briefly. I'm badly in need of it. Oh, okay. You can always watch the recording. Okay, that's kind of cool. So you still see the outline of the, but I like the white of the paper drifting through. That's cool. That'd be a really cool background for something. So I like that one. And there's the other side. All right. So I'm just sticking with blue, yellow, and green. And that way you're not going to get a muddy color. Okay, so let's do green. So let's put on a layer and some more plants. Let's see what we get. Okay, so thin layer on this one. And okay, I've got some daisies here. I'm just going to cut the stem off. And I'm going to put one there. And I got some birch leaves. And we'll just put one there. And let's do the back of this one. I'll just squish down the petals of the flower. And see what we get. It's always an adventure. You never know what you're going to get. Try and get as much as you can, the leaves. This one's going to kind of be an overlapped one. That's the back side. So see, you can still see through this paper, so you're getting a neat deli wrap paper by using the other side. Okay, let's take these flowers off. And let's let that one dry. I should have put this one on. Might be dry now. We'll see. See what we get. See what happens. That's all we can do. And let's do the back of this. Yeah, see, it's almost dry. So there'll be a little bit. It actually took off some of it, so that's different. So let's dry that too. So, okay, we need to dry that with the hair dryer on a cool setting. Right, now, what to do? We have that, and we have this. We have this. What else? Do the back of this one too. I'm going to do this one. So let's put on thinking. Do I want yellow or do I want I'm going to do yellow with the hay. This is how you experiment. Just play with things. See what happens. It's just paper, paint, and it's fun. Your time will just evaporate. You'll wonder where the heck it went because you're playing. It's not on thick, so I'm going to put this one on. And this one I'm going to do on the back of this. Now, if you like it just as it is, you could leave it. All right, have a good nap. Okay. Well, this one didn't come out as good, but it's all right. We can improve. Let's see what this one did. This was on the back of this one. It was just plain. I'll see the yellow didn't show through as good. So you're best to put on dark colors instead of the yellow. Unless you were using black paper, then you could use the yellow, but it's still a nice print. I can still do stuff on that one. Let's do green again. Let's do a multicolored one. Let's see what we get. Why not? Just play. I might even just leave this blotchiness and see what we get. Sometimes that's fun. Okay, let's put this back down. Stick the flower in it. And let's put these huge leaves down on it, like that. And I'm going to get this and use the back. Flour, squish it down as much as you can, and in between the stems and petals. This one, let's put these on, see what we get. And let's see, green. What other colors we got here? There, we've got this one. Nothing on the back, so let's use that. Seeing where there's spaces in between the leaves, we can press more out. Okay, there's that. So it kind of adds to the other side. And then that was green. We could probably put it on this one now, I think. Let's see what we get. Or, no, there's not enough. Let's just pick this up with white, I think. Okay. Still get some paint in between the stems here. It's always fun doing these. And they're always original because no one else has done them. It's your plants. That one's going to be nice. So let's do another white right off the bat. We'll leave that on. Okay. There's kind of cool, the flower there. I didn't get all the petals, but that was cool. And there's the leaves A little softer looking. That would be pretty just on its own. But there's still stuff left there. So we could, what have I got in here? That was big leaves. So how about if I put, kind of like these petals. I'm wondering if I can just print those. Let's try something. I'm going to just right on the edge here, put a little dab of this blue. And I'm just going to make a little square here. And I'm going to put my flower in it. Let's see if I get enough paint. I can possibly transfer it onto here. Let's see. Will it stamp? Yep. Cool. Stamp with flower. That's cool. All right, and then let's see. I'm just gonna go like this a little bit. I'm gonna dry it. Now I'm just going to take matte medium. Make sure my brayer has got most of that blue off, because I don't want any more blue on there. Then I can take these ones that I did, like that, and put this down. And this one. So that's cool. You can print with your daisies. right, shall we remove it? Should be dry enough. Let's take a peek. Yeah. All right, let's see what we get. Cool. Awesome. So there's your prints from the daisy. That's cool. Now you could hardly see that one when it was on the plate, but look how much detail's in it. That's neat. This one's cool too. So I missed a little spot here, but I like it. Very nice. All right, let's try that blue again. I love that blue. It's awesome. Right, and now I'm gonna print and throw this on and print. You could probably do this with any flower. It's a little messy, but it's fun. Just try it. Let's put this on again. I love these. And I'm going to do the back of this maybe. Let's see what else we got here. Maybe, I don't like that one. Huh? I'll have to do a new one, I guess. Put that down. Now I'm going to try and just print this because I don't want to remove the paint in the background with this one. So let's see if this works. Okay. That's kind of cool. Let's put another daisy in there. These daisies are pretty strong as far as keeping their shape. None of the petals have fallen off. I'm squishing it. That's cool. I like it. Let's try the back. See what the back does. That's different. Cool. Okay, so if we let that dry, take a hair dryer. All right, so that's dry now. So pull this up. So we have our relief. Now, do we want to just take, once I pull that leaf off, let's put it on. Could put it on that one. Well, let's put it on this one right away. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? They're so cool. All right, so we could put it on this one, or a separate one. No, what do you want? What do you think? Or this one? Maybe this one. What do you think? This one or this one for here? And what do I pull it with? Clear? I think clear. I know it's going to be a lot of blue, but I think it'll look cool. Brayer. I think I put just a bit much on there. Take some of it off. Yeah. These are so fun to do. Hope you guys have a chance to play with them. Even get weeds. Weeds are awesome to use on your jelly plate because they tend to be a little more woody in nature. So they leave a really nice impression. Now you can't have too much matte medium on your brayer, or not brayer, matte, because what happens is it won't lift the paint below if there's too much matte medium. You kind of have to judge it by eye on how much you have. Okay, where did I put that? Okay, let's lift it with this one. So it's right there. And we'll use this. Ooh, matte medium. I emptied my wine glass. It's past 5 in my country. And all my pencils talk made me sketch my class. Okay, I'll have to look. It's okay. Happy hour starts at 3, Lena. Or really, 12 o'clock. Let those dry, and I'm going to look at what Lena did. I got too much paint on my finger. Doesn't recognize my finger. On Twitter? Where? Twitter, okay. Let's see. Well, I don't even know if I have Twitter on this phone. I don't think so. No, I don't. Shoot. I don't have Twitter on my phone. I have Instagram. Put it on Instagram. I don't have Twitter on my phone. Oh, I like it. Yummy. Look at that. Well, so that was taking it up right away. You still have a little bit of the white peeking through. That's awesome. And that was the other side. So I still could put a nice blue, I think would be nice on that. Okay. Let me see. Oop. Oh, awesome, Lena. I like you, kitty. Good. She did. Very good. Awesome. Look at you. You even put down your value chart. That's great. What pencils did you use? Oop. Starting to rip. Now this is dark, but I like it. That's kind of cool. It's because the background was had greens in it. That's what's showing through in here. That's a neat one. Nice dark. All right, so let's see. Now we're sticking with these, but let's try. I'm going to put some green and yellow on my plate. I also put a picture. Oh, thanks, Lena. I try. I'm glad you're inspired. Just and you probably enjoyed it. And it's a learning experience, so everyone can draw. It's just some people don't have to practice as much. Same with singing or music. Not everyone's going to pick up an instrument and it's a masterpiece of a song that they do, or sing something and everyone's in awe. It just, you have to practice. There's no other way of saying it. You won't learn unless you practice, and it's always a learning experience. I've been playing with art, drawing, painting for, I don't know, 30, 40 years. So you just have to try and think like a kid again. You know, when you're a kid and you could not wait to get into that new box of crayons, and you didn't know what you were going to make. You just used it because it was there. You loved the feel of the crayons when it went down on paper. And that's basically what you have to do. Just play. Don't worry about what it's going to look like. Think of it in a way of it's not the outcome of what you're doing. It's you're using a product and you're enjoying the feeling of it. That's what you have to get back. So when we were kids, we didn't care. It was just fun to do. And that's what you need to get back. Let's see. I think I might lift these and throw this on here. Just see what happens. Might not work. It might. I don't know. But it's fun. Let's see what we got here. I could take more out. And let's just dry this one. Jane. Hey, Jane. I wish I could enjoy a class with you, Linux, but I'm still working. Ah. You have enjoyed the journey as well as your destination, right? And you have a mix of white wine and rose ice cold. We have a hot one, 24 Celsius with now that's kind of cool. Okay, so I just went over, and that's kind of neat. I like it. There was a fair amount of paint, so that one worked. All right, and then let's see. Maybe yellow on this one or white. Let's try white. We haven't done white. I'm going to put white on here. And we'll use some of this. There's a bit too much I put on. Oh well. I will play with some leaves here. Let's throw these on. And what other ones do we have here? Here's some more. Let's just throw this one on here. And I'm going to put this one down on there like that. And where's my daisies? Another daisy. So let's put some daisies down. Okay, maybe one over here. Let's see what we get. Okay, and I'm just gonna, actually, I'm gonna leave that. I think I'll put that back on. I'm gonna take this to smush down leaves, and I'll leave the flower alone. Okay. This one, I'm going to just smush it. See if we get any transfer. Just going to take, yeah, let's do it. And I'm going to lift it. Cool. Going to let that dry. Let's take this one up. And let's see. See what we got to pull with. Running out of space. This is kind of cool. You could actually take that, or you could put white on this one too. And white on this one. Let's dry them, and we'll put some matte medium on. I can't believe the leaf veins you get. Is it because you're using artist grade or heavy body acrylic? I've got both artist grade and the Americana. It's the amount of paint you put on your, when you're doing, say, this one I did, I had a lot of paint on it, but not so much that it was too thick. You kind of have to find your happy medium, but you don't want it too thin, because then it takes everything off. So you kind of have to have a balance to look for. I don't know how else to explain it. Let's see. with using the matte medium, you have to put a very thin coat on. So you don't want too thick or it won't remove your layer. And it's basically the same thing when you're using a color too. But okay, I'm going to use this on here. So put that down. And I think, what do I want to use for that one? Maybe. I'm going to use this. I'm going to do it again. Just to see what happens. My Arteza acrylics don't get so much detail because, oh yeah, maybe that I don't have Arteza, so that could be. Americana is actually a really good paint. I really enjoy it. It always comes through for me, so it could be the thickness. With the artist grade, though, it's more of a transparent look, so you really have to be aware of what's on your plate. It looks like there's nothing, and once you take a print up, you'll see that there's actually a lot there, but it's because it's transparent. Now I know some people like to let them dry. I find my paper rips if I leave it on too long. It could be my paper too. This is just copy paper, so everybody does them different. You just have to play and see what's best for you. Okay, that one just basically the white. It's not bad. It's a nice background, but now I'd like something more of a contrast to go into that. Let's see what this one's going to do. This had more white. Oh, actually, it's, see, there's my tear. Actually, it turned out pretty good. A little different. I like it. Now, you could have left it the way it was with the really dark background, but everybody's different in what they like, right? So, what time is it? Yeah, I should be going. All right, so I'll show you what we did. And let's put this up. And try and play with them. I'm probably going to come back down and play again. I have to go tend the dogs first. So this is just deli wrap paper, but if you do two sides, then the other side shows through any of the white or changes the top color that you put in. I like using these. Here's the one we just did. I'll bring you in a little bit so you can see them. That's cool. I like that. That's the other side. Sometimes minimal is better too. Many factors at play, from condition of the plate, how dry all the paint is, and yes, the paper. Pulling paint to paint is always thicker as well. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, and all the many factors you have to play with. Now this I could put more on, or I could use this for a writing space if you're using it for a journal. And I might end up using colored pencil or marker on this. But if you play with just 2 to 3 colors, then you're more likely, and try to use the colors that are beside each other, not across from each other on the color wheel. That way you won't get a muddy look to your gel prints. I really like this one. So there's the flower that we printed. So it shows up quite well. I like it. Now I could use this as a background. That's the other side. I like doing both sides. There's just one that I use to take up paint. That's the other side. You can finish that. And there's another jelly print. And another jelly print. I like these. I think they're cool because you can see through to the back side. So that's, now if you let these dry, you can reuse them again because the paint preserves them. And you could actually put them in your books and they will stay in shape. I've got many different types of flower. So there's that's the lilac leaf. And if they have enough paint on them, after a while, like if you're doing this for the day, after a while, when you start to put your leaves down on your paper or jelly plates, the paint will release from the leaf and you'll get these really cool layers of paint being let out off the plants, and they really look cool. I've done that a few times. I don't think I have them up. I'd have to search for them, but the best way of getting that is using spray paint. I love using spray paint. Well, thanks, Mariah. So I'm going to probably use these for a little book, maybe a nature book. I like the colors. And I could still come in and do more on there or use this for a drawing area. So get in your garden or along the ditch and pull out a bunch of weeds. Print with them. They're fantastic. I love doing it. All right, so I got to go tend to the dogs, and I don't know, maybe I'll come back later. I picked a bunch of plants, so we will use them. I've got birch. I have these really print really cool. This is smoke bush. I love putting this through the embossing machine. These are awesome. So They do kind of look smoky. And they print really cool too. And great big magnolia leaves. And here's a weed. This weed is great for printing. It's like a vine. And I print with ink pads also, which work really great. So I might come back once my son's home and continue playing. There's a clover. It sure is fun to watch. Thanks, Lena. It is fun going to make a mess with the grands doing this. Oh, awesome idea! To squish some fresh leaves and flowers into paper and heavy rolling. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, I've seen them do that with 100% cotton too. You can take a hammer or rolling pin or whatever, and it'll print on your fabric too. They'll love that. All right, so I'll let you guys go, and you have a fantastic evening, and maybe I'll see you back here in a little bit, and we'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye for now.